I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time. I'm a person who will spike the conversation, who will get politics rolling and stimulate new questions and new answers to our current political dilemma facing our nation. I believe I have a keen understanding of the economy and how to improve where we're at relative to other nations around the world. I believe that our goal at America's Third Party was to create a very strong platform in which would propel the American people forward with new opportunities and a new possibility of creating a better nation, a cleaner environment, and less war. I believe that I am the best person for the job of President of the United States. My unique talents give me the ability to be assertive and diplomatic at the same time.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to America's Third Party. I'm David Sponheim, and this is the anti-war rally. We do this every single Saturday because, frankly, our country's been at war for so long that we have to keep our dedication up nightly to show a force of will that the American people have got to keep fighting to stop war. You see, our government continues to profit through war. The military-industrial complex makes lots of money on weapons. The banks expand credit when they have war. And that's why a lot of people are beginning to think that the country is creating the environment for war. A study was done by the Rand Corporation in 1975 that shocked the leaders of our nation so much that they didn't even publish it. It was a study to see what the government and what our economy would be like if we didn't have war. And it said our economy would collapse. They suppressed that information until the Freedom of Information Act got it out. But they said that our economy would collapse if we weren't at war. That's why we've been at war for 235 years of our history. And that's why our government continues to keep these wars alive in Iraq and Afghanistan. I seriously believe that we would have been still in the Vietnam War if John Lennon hadn't been such a strong vocal advocate against it. He seemed to put everyone together and managed to pull off a musical Make Love Not War, Love Sit-In with Yoko, and the Vietnam War ended up slowly evaporating and finally ending. And that's something that I think was due to the social mechanism of music and John Lennon, believe it or not. That's why they killed him. I believe John Lennon had that much power, and I believe Richard Nixon had him on Richard Nixon's shit list. That's what he called it. And that was a veritable hit list of people that he didn't want living in America. That's why John Lennon was pretty much exiled for so long. And his wife, Yoko, convinced him to move back to New York and stay in the Dakota Hotel. And then he ended up dying, shot in the back 7 times by Mark David Chapman. And that's sad truth, that Mark David Chapman doesn't even fit the profile of a murderer. When you look at his history, you see that he didn't have any tendencies toward that. He had no previous convictions. But what he did do is he went to the Hawaiian area, stayed with someone in a hotel room for a couple of weeks, and then came back and killed John Lennon. So it's beginning to sound like Mark David Chapman was an MK Ultra victim. He kept reciting the same statement that was written in Catcher on the Rye. Catcher on the Rye was written by J.D. Salinger, who happened to be an MK Ultra scientist who worked on the MK Ultra project. So we're finding out that the government may have killed John Lennon just to stop his anti-war rally from happening. And the message of stopping war was shunned when John Lennon pretty much was killed in 1980. So here we are at war in Afghanistan. Now Trump has doubled the troop strength without admitting to anybody in the press that our government is protecting warlords who produce cheap opium for heroin distribution all around the world. That our government allows the CIA to make money on the cheap heroin. Now, I've never been to Kosovo, and there's people in here who keep talking about this Kosovo file. I've never been to Kosovo. I have no knowledge of that. Another person bearing my same name may have been in Kosovo. That's probably where that file was generated. He died in 2002. He's no longer living. Now, some really amazing stories have come up from the recent revelation that JFK files have been revealed. Recent revelations, JFK FBI documents allege Martin Luther King Jr. had secret love child and orgies. Now, they had Martin Luther King under surveillance for a long time. They knew that he went to white prostitutes and beat them up. Believe it or not, the story about Martin Luther King Jr. is bizarre and strange beyond belief. But now they're saying that he put together orgies among Christian ministers. The course King chose to follow at this critical time could have a momentous impact in the future of race relations in the United States. The 20-page document introduction reads, and for that reason this paper has been prepared to give some insight into the nature of the man himself as well as the nature of his views, goals, objectives, tactics, and the reasons thereafter. His conduct was mentioned and alluded in the 2014 film Selma, in an infamous letter from the FBI urging King to commit suicide. It referred to alleged sex acts King engaged in as unnatural and abnormal. Very interesting. All right, very strange. Now, Trump is refusing to release any of the secret documents the CIA is still holding back on the JFK file. The primary goal is to... We've got a person who's racist in the room. Yeah, we're going to try to minimize racism here. Yeah, keep it to a minimum, okay? Thank you. In a shocking purge, Saudi king arrests billionaire Prince bin Talaj, dozens of others in a cabinet crackdown. Okay, thank you. I'll bring that in just a sec. But Trump is hiding information that the CIA has that's relevant to the investigation into Lee Harvey Oswald and into George H.W. Bush's involvement in the death of our great president, John F. Kennedy. So we've got a problem. Trump is defending George H.W. using a ruling that says you can't present evidence against a standing president who's got executive privilege protecting him. All right. No, I don't have any skin cancer. No problems there. That's all a lie. But I am wearing a wig. I came out in the show earlier, in the pre-show, and people said, hey, your hair is just looking a little too funky today. So, yeah. So I put this wig on so it looked a little bit better for all of you, so you didn't have to look at my hair all day. I don't think anyone's turning gay. I'm trying to turn people toward heterosexuality like I'm a heterosexual. So it's kind of funny that people keep coming in thinking that I'm turning them gay. Well, I have fruit enzyme spray. Will that help? Let me spray it on my face. Wow. It's like a day spa when you spray yourself with the fine mist of fruity water. Yeah. So no, I'm a heterosexual, and if you're in the state of New Jersey or California, please disregard what I'm saying because it's illegal for me to kind of scare you straight. But I think women and men were naturally meant to be together. So the normative value in the world is heterosexuality. It's not that I want to discriminate against gay people. I don't. But as you know, I'm being discriminated against by gay people with sexual harassment every day. So I'm here to promote heterosexuality, and I think that's my right as a heterosexual. I heard that George H.W. grabbed 2 women's butts. Yeah. And has apologized for it, but is that enough? We can't prosecute this guy for grabbing their butts. They can sue him for a civil charge. He can be sued in civil court, but they can't prosecute him because he could apparently lead to the death of John F. Kennedy. He can't be prosecuted about that. Yeah, it's very strange. All right. We've got the other story to bring you. In shocking purge, Saudi king arrests billionaire Prince bin Talal. Dozens of others in the cabinet crackdown, along with 10 senior princes and some 38 ministers, have been arrested for corruption and money laundering charges on orders from the new anti-corruption committee headed by the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Among those fired or arrested are the head of the National Royal Guards, blah, 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 the Sultan, blah, 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 blah. The Supreme Committee, chaired by the Crown Prince and billionaire, stops on charges of money laundering. And al-Salal has had on and off spats with President Trump. So they've arrested Prince bin Talal. Apparently they didn't want negative, relations with Trump. Interesting. Both George Bushes are worried about what Trump is doing, and both of them didn't sign on to voting for him. That's true. So the Bushes are outright against Trump, but that doesn't make Trump in any way against the New World Order. Trump is owned by the New World Order. He even said his good friend Henry Kissinger supports him, and that's a serious problem. Henry Kissinger is a war criminal and represents the New World Order. So Trump clearly is a puppet. You're right, 371. Good point. And thank you, viewers over at YouNow. We've got a show over there on occasion, so thanks for coming in. At least you're watching. Trump has used over 10 of my ideas, talking points which I developed in 2008. And it's kind of amazing how he gets away with intellectual property right theft. This man, Trump, is an extremely greedy individual who is willing to sell anything to anybody for any reason. What makes you think he's not selling off our country right now? He's putting together a plan to shrink a wildlife preserve in the Utah area. He's trying to reduce the size of a national park and sell it off to corporations. My ideas have been stolen. I'm not stupid at all. I'm a genius. I have a tested IQ of 185. Everything I'm doing to try to help this country. And you have the audacity to come in here and deny the proof that I have, which is out there. It's out there. Go to davidsponheim.com and you'd see the test results that I have, that I had when I was 15 years old in 11th grade. That means I must have skipped a grade, which I did. I skipped 7th grade. I was accelerated way beyond my years. I went to college when I was 15 years old. So don't doubt my credibility, sir. Okay, all the men who've accused Kevin Spacey of sexual misconduct, here they are. We were waiting for this little bit of information to come to light. It's bizarre how many people have stepped forward with sexual molestation charges. It makes you wonder what the Hollywood Police Department's been doing for the past 7 years. They've got all these people who've recorded their complaints, but nothing has been done. That's an indictment of a bunch of corrupt cops, if you ask me, protecting pedophiles and sexual molesters in Hollywood. Since the actor Anthony Rapp earlier this week accused Kevin Spacey of making a sexual advance when Rapp was 14, several other people have come forward to accuse the House of Cards star of sexual misconduct. Most of the allegations involve Spacey inappropriately touching or making sexual advances toward young male actors. As starting as early as the 1980s, around the beginning of Spacey's acting career and running into the late 2000 era. Last week, Spacey's apology to Rap sparked criticism when he chose to come out as gay in the same statement. First time he ever did come out publicly. Spacey's representatives responded to Business Insider's request for comment on the subsequent accusations, saying Kevin Spacey is taking the time necessary to seek evaluation and treatment. No other information is available at this time. Here are the men. Anthony Rapp says he was molested by Spacey. Roberto Cavazos said he was molested by Spacey. Tony Montana, this guy who's going by Tony Montana, he's a director, said he was molested by Spacey. Unnamed main authority in the industry, unnamed man, and there he is. And they've canceled all seasons past, I guess they've canceled the 7th season, but they were in the filming of the 6th season, is that right? And they still don't know if they're going to even present the 6th season. This could be a big downer for Netflix, although some people believe Netflix will bounce back and they don't have a problem, because House of Cards is one of their most premier watch shows. Now, as you know, there's a couple people stalking me online, and I'm going to ask all of you to reflect on what's happening. A suicidal stalker has been bothering me for the past 6 years and continues to do this. Just bear in mind, this is a nonstop thing we have to deal with. Dustin Hoffman, another person who's alleged to have been with a woman that 17-year-old that she's claiming that she was touched by him indecently, grabbed her butt. Dustin Hoffman sexually harassed me when I was 17, according to this woman. She slapped away the star's butt grabs and laughed off his vulgar language on a set of a film called Death of a Salesman. She still feels conflicted. I loved the attention until I didn't. Yeah, it got out of hand. Well, there you have it. She loved the attention and then she didn't when it got weird. And it's very wrong for a man to approach a woman who's under 18 with such sexual advances. It's wrong for anybody in that capacity, as a producer or a director or a star, to actually touch anyone. Sexual misconduct. All right, we're just bringing the chat up to speed. Netflix reportedly severs ties with Kevin Spacey, effective immediately. Yes. So they have decided that it's time to no longer have Kevin Spacey on their lineup. He was an executive producer, and therefore Netflix, or the company that Netflix bought the rights to this from MCA. So they're liable for the executive producer doing anything on the set to touch people or grab them. And so as much as they profited, Netflix has profited from the success of House of Cards, it could be their death knell. Stranger Things, I want to see that show. I hear that's a really good show. Yeah, I've not watched it yet, so I'm going to watch that with Sarah, I think. We enjoy Netflix, but they just raised the price $2 a month. Yeah, we definitely want to see Stranger Things. So will they get away with raising the price yet again? Remember what happened to their stock last time they raised the price? Oh, it's about kids for kids? Oh, I'm not really that into a kid show. I heard American Vandal was good. The in fact, producer came in our show and talked about his thing. I just got through the first 15 minutes of it and I was bored out of my mind. So I'm going to have to go back and give it a little extra time. You got to get into these series. They grow on you. And I have loved watching episodic TV with Sarah. It's one of those things that, no commercials, Netflix and shilling. I'll give it a chance. Thank you. Yeah, because the producer was in here talking about his show. It's kind of based on reality, but it's not. And I see it has nearly 5 stars, too. Well, I've got a couple people watching over at YouNow. We're just checking to see if there are any viewers over there. Right now, they come in and they leave. So a lot of young people are over there watching us. We used to have a show at Blog TV that was bought up by YouNow. And so we just reinstated a new account over there. And that's where our new account is. Yeah, it's a pretty cool wig. Yeah, it was made in Germany. It's 100% silk. So I didn't really want to have a wig, but I told Sarah we better just go ahead and get something because there are people that really want me to have. No, I don't have crap content. I actually break ground in content. Well, I don't believe anybody talks about, on the internet, talks about weather warfare like we do on a nightly basis. The graphics in the background are just one of many things that we can show you to give you an idea of what the background's like. It doesn't really matter, but our show is cutting edge because we bring in links that are relevant on the internet and have cutting edge issues that they deal with that the mainstream media won't even hit on. Now, because this is a show dedicated to a brand new approach to politics, you're going to see a lot of people come in here angry at me because I am truly challenging the status quo. Not many people are. And I'm the one telling people that I've been censored for 8-9 years in my own country. And everyone around this country in America believes that we're free and democratic, and we're like completely not free or democratic. So as much as you'd like to think you have a chance to speak out on issues, you don't have a chance in hell of ever being heard. And I'm proof of that in this country. But I'm going to be heard around the world by countless people watching us on the UHF channels that are rebroadcast. We rebroadcast by simply telling people, yeah, rebroadcast us, and they do. I'm not ordering them to. They simply want to do that. So we got a couple of people watching us now just through the link that we dropped into Vaughn, and are now over at YouNow checking us out. Thank you for coming in. Let's do it live. Now, according to the NYPD, they are in fact going to arrest Harvey Weinstein. They're going to charge him with a crime. It's going down. It's going to happen. Yep. And it's strange, when he got out of the rehab clinic that he was in for 2 weeks, he was telling people that he's the savior. And that somehow this is all eyes on him now because he's the savior. I'm sorry, but they're prepared to arrest Harvey Weinstein for raping Boardwalk Empire star Paz de la Huerta. And the next step is for the Manhattan District Attorney to get an arrest warrant, a top department official said. She put forth a credible and detailed narrative to us. We then sought to garner corroboration. This happened 7 years ago. Why did it take 7 years to even get to the prosecution point? That's what I'm saying. We've got a major indictment of our criminal justice system that takes 7 years to deal with issues that are so pending as molestation. It makes me want to do something when I'm president. But as you can see, Donald Trump can't do anything either. He doesn't have the power to control the Justice Department or the FBI. And that's something I've always known about the presidency. You can't even control the CIA. You can't control investigations about you, Donald Trump. You can't fire James Comey and expect the investigation to stop. That was obstruction of justice. But isn't it interesting how long it takes to convict white guys? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ron Paul, we had the story earlier, but here it is. Rand Paul, rather, Ron Paul's son, has been accosted out in front of his house by his neighbor. A man who has been having a dispute with Rand Paul over a property adjoining their land. They both are very angry at each other. Bowling Green. There's the guy. Assaulting Paul at the center of his home. Rene Boucher, 59, is out. He has $5,000 bond issue. Paul suffered minor injuries out in front of his house. He's fine though. But the guy must have struck him and hit him in anger and rage. That probably happened, yeah. Thank you. Nope, never visited any of these people that you're talking about. Well, this is not a toupee. This is actually a wig. A toupee actually sits in your hair. I just covered up my natural hair today because people were giving me a problem. I don't want to talk about my hair all night long. So a wig's just as easily fixing that problem as anything. U.S. officials fear North Korea will greet Trump with a missile test. Well, he's had 2 missile tests in front of Trump, and Trump hasn't launched any anti-ballistic missiles. So, yeah. I don't think there's that big of a threat from North Korea as we thought, because their missiles just to be testing, they're throwing them over the skies of Japan. And Japan said that they don't want to use their anti-ballistic missile system against North Korea. So they're on record saying that they don't want to use anti-ballistic missile systems. So until somebody's actually hurt, this is really just a war of words that Trump created to divert our attention from the Russian involvement. Concerns are high that Kim Jong-un might conduct a ballistic missile test, or even an atmospheric nuclear test in the Pacific Ocean with a hydrogen bomb. Well, that would be provocative if he did blow off a large hydrogen bomb in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, because that could drift into our airspace and cause irreparable damage to our lungs. All right, so we got a few mutes to do. The Silly Sarah trivia hour is coming up in about 10-15 minutes. She does this because some people like it. They really enjoy it. Yes, Blink 1488. You can go to davidsponheim.com and check out the test that I took. If you can find the test metrics online and research it, you'll see that the test results show I have 185 IQ. I don't have that for you. That's for your research project. But the results were sealed within my cum folder at my school when I was a junior in high school. Yeah, well, if they shoot a missile at Japan when he goes to Japan, I wonder what he's going to do. Because he hasn't fired anti-ballistic missiles at anything coming out of Kim Jong-un's airspace. Now, this is a first. We've talked about the bioengineered cybernetic world that's coming forward rather rapidly. Well, an AI boy, has been granted residency in central Tokyo. There he is. Many of you are watching various movies about this type of thing. An AI character has made an official resident of a busy central Tokyo district, with the virtual newcomer resembling a chatty 7-year-old boy named Shibuya Marai. His name means future in Japan. He can reply to messages and make lighthearted alterations to selfies he's sent. Oh, that's special. Well, isn't that special? I'm glad that they're greeting the reality that robotics will be a part of the future. Okay, we have if you're not a Nazi, well, I'm not a Nazi, so I'm going to we're going to ban you 14. Yeah, I have evidence of my IQ. It's right there. You can look at it on my website. And you'll notice that I have a donation button there now that'll take Bitcoins. So that's something I just added. Everyone thought he'd been drinking. Johnny Depp appears worse for wear as the security guard seems to prop him up during a red carpet arrival on Murder on the Orient Express premiere. So he seems a little bit out of sorts. Johnny Depp, as you know, went through a brutal divorce and ended up losing a lot of money. But now he's not feeling so well. He's a little bit off. See, he's like, London premiere of the Murder on the Orient Express looked a little worse for wear. Let's see.
But you play a real villain, a real baddie. Are they the best people to play?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, sure, there's a lot more that you can sort of explore in that regard. But I don't know if a villain ever really thinks he's a villain.
Incredible cast that you had to work with. That must have been a delight.
It was shocking. You know, first that amazing human being, Sir Kenneth.
Sir Kenneth. I know.
Yes, I waited. I don't know if he was drinking or not. It doesn't even matter. He looks terrible. Yeah. But you know what? In the end, it all comes out in the wash. It really does. Amber Heard dated Elon Musk for a while, really? Well, you know, many years ago, there were actors like Humphrey Bogart, who drank incessantly. I mean, he barely got the lines, "Here's looking at you, sweetheart." I mean, he could barely get those words out when he spoke. It was so common for actors to drink and do drugs back in the day that maybe Johnny Depp is just living the life of an older actor, you know? And many people are proud of the fact that they became drinkers and reveled in it. Like the actor that, well, that's not bad. I don't want to badmouth any actors. All right, so let's move on, because obviously Johnny Depp's had a pretty rough year, lost a lot of money, and has to make new movies to stay, you know, in the good graces of the Illuminati. I have not read the Turner Diaries. No. That's totally rich, isn't it? So the shocking purge. Michael Moore is speaking out about Harvey Weinstein. I don't think anybody's accusing Michael Moore of molesting them. Unless, of course, you're a hamburger. Michael Moore slams Weinstein over alleged behavior, calls for a world without Harveys. I'm guessing successful sociopaths like him will get away with it for years. They're very careful not to have that kind of men who would stop them cold get a glimpse of who they really are. Yeah. Michael Moore is still milking a career based on a couple documentaries. All right. We're going to purge that from your statement. I have not seen that, no. I have not seen. Got a lot of people watching on occasion over there, but not a lot of people want to talk. How can I move on from infatuation? Love You Too wants to just move on from infatuation. Yeah, well, just dig in, man. The show's designed to help you realize where we're at politically without listening to the mainstream media's talking points. You know, since I've got the ability to reach millions of people, and the media doesn't have this ability anymore, it's interesting to note that I probably have more reach now than any other person in the mainstream media worldwide. And that's a big tipping point. It's over 9 years has gone into this for me to be able to speak to people around the world and be heard. It's a big change from where we were at when we first started, but we still haven't reached this American audience that we need to reach because we are being censored on a daily basis. And since this effort has been unstoppable and nobody's been able to shut us down because we've done nothing wrong, it's this thorn in the side of the elitist control over our media and how they use money to control it. So since I've never made a penny doing this, I have more reach than anyone in history. And since I don't make a penny doing this, I have more power than the elitists do in making things happen, at least discussing points of interest. I can't alter the course of American history yet, but until I become known in America, but I can tell you that we can look at every single problem from the ground up and dismantle it and figure out what's wrong. And that's not something we can do with our existing government. I in no way want to misuse this power, and I respect the fact that people are trying to share the idea of a third party in America and how we're suppressed. So I take it very seriously, and because of that, this whole effort is powered up by principle. I don't draw a penny from it, like I said, and that's because I come to the show with an intent to fix problems, to fix this country, not to make money, not to profit like Donald Trump. And he's basically a greedmonger. really messed up greedmonger. I'm not that person on, no, I don't go on the internet. I don't chat with people. I don't sex chat with people or any weird allegations. I can't wash this wig because it's unwashable. Because it is a beautiful wig made with silk, you can't wash these things. If you wash them, it'll destroy them. Well, we've been on the show for 9 years. I do 9 hours a night. Nobody in the world history has ever done so much regular broadcasting on screen or talking in chat. So technically I do 5 hours a day on screen. Sarah helps me with one of those hours, and she's coming in now to talk about trivia. And some of you may want to learn trivia.
Let me go get my trivia book.
Oh yeah, it's in the other room. I'm not a troll and I'm not a clown, you idiot. I'm a person with a brilliant mind and a right to speak out in my own country, and I've been suppressed by my own nation. They've done everything they can to stop me, and I'm defying the suppression of the censorship by simply producing good content and doing amazing things, like my blackface video, which went viral internationally. And because of that, and my ability to impersonate Barack Obama, people talked about me. Now, since a lot of you people have become powerless and unable to stop us, I don't know why they're asking you to do that. I don't know. They've tried to dismantle our show by slandering us or me, and it's sad, really, because they've already lost. They lost this war that they're fighting to try to keep me from getting noticed. Now, if this world will listen to truth, then this truth will prevail, and this truth will actually reach the point where we'll break the censorship that the elitists have in this country of America, which claims to be free and democratic, and it's not. Okay, Sarah's going to come in and give you guys a little trivia information gathering. And since nobody's presented any credible evidence otherwise of wrongdoing, I'm here every day doing what I have to. Now, we will shut guest staff if you continue to come in and slander us or make false statements about us. We'll hit the guest off button. Okay, that's the guest off button, and then I'm going to mute that, and we'll come out.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you.
Thank you. This took it one person. Yeah, I see that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're great. Thank you. Oh no, I'm sorry. Behavior. Thank you for offering, but no. The only person that I go on dates with is David. Okay. William Shakespeare's brainy quotes. Yeah, so you just type in things for brainy quote and it comes up with all kinds of cool quotes. Yeah, I like that, Dark Engine. Hi Moses, and love to you too, and I don't know who is actually watching because it doesn't have timestamps with that. It looks like only 2 people are watching over at you now. Well, I don't think that's going to happen, Ticken, but, you know, that would be a decision that David and I would make together. That's what I will say. Yes, I know, Google is full of spyware because they want to own your information. I know you have to keep me on my toes, it's true. I appreciate that. I gotcha. That's fine. Alright. What is a reversal of sounds in 2 words with humorous effect? They were named after an English clergyman and scholar of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. He meant to say, "May I show you to another seat," but he said, "May I sew you to another sheet." They are not diphthongs. Diphthongs are 2 vowels that go together that don't make the same any of the vowel sounds. They are actually oi and ow. Those are diphthongs. I like the word diphthong though. You're welcome. OI and OY are diphthongs. This is a totally different word. It's when you mess up the beginning sound of two words. The reversal of sounds in two words in something you're saying is called a spoonerism. It does change your brain when you watch violent movies and video games, somebody said. All right. I think I'm going to turn back on the guest chat. There we go. All right. What is part of the script of a play that tells the actors how they are to move or to speak their lines? You're welcome. You're welcome. It is a direction. Specifically, it's called a stage direction, and it's usually the opposite of how the people on stage are doing it, because it's how the people how the audience perceives the stage. So if we'll say enter stage left, then they're actually, from the audience's perspective, they're entering from the left. From their perspective, because they're looking out, they might be entering from the right. Oh, David can have me when we spend a lot of time together. So whenever he wants to spend time with me, we do that together. It's so nice. All right, enter, exit, and exeunt are stage directions. All right, what is a group of lines of verse usually set off from other groups by a space? They're in poems, and they often have the same internal pattern of rhymes. Correct, 152. It is a stanza. Vika, stop self-promoting, please. Thank you. What is a too simple and therefore distorted image of a group? Correct. It is a stereotype. Good job, Ticken. What is the kind of writing that presents the thoughts of a person or character as they occur? I write this way sometimes. It's not just narrative, it is stream of consciousness. Good job, Tiggin, yes. Well, Andy Meaty, I'm moving it into our goals of learning what every American needs to know and informing you of that information simultaneously. Stream of consciousness writing uses devices such as characters speaking to themselves, free associations, and lists of words. William Faulkner, James Joyce, and Virginia Woolf wrote stream of consciousness novels. He's going to do what he wants to do, Andy Meaty, which I think is fine. First person, hi, time for you. You're here. Good. Okay. I'm watching your chat now. Oh, I should pull up the YouTube chat. David said he was going to do that, but I don't see it here, so I'm not sure if he did that. So I'm going to take a quick break from the chat just to do it. It's okay to be anything you're born as. Yes. Hello, Ron. Don, I'm never going to do that, so just so you know. There's extreme weather in Nadu, India. And Rand Paul has been assaulted at his Kentucky home. The suspect is in custody. Oh, whoops. And then I'm going to edit this video. I'm not 933. Oh, it's never gonna happen. Never. There's the answer to your question. So you might as well go, you know, watch something else. David will know the exact total of the green screen. I don't know the exact how much the green screen costs. Because once I buy something, I move on and I don't pay attention to the costs. But David definitely pays the attention to the cost of everything all the time, so. Thank you. All right. I guess they are politics for dummies. What is a part of every sentence? It tells what the sentence is about. It contains the main noun or noun phrase. In some cases, it is implied. Like, you can get me some orange juice, it's implied. Subject is correct. Good job, 152. No, 907. It's the subjects. All sentences have a subject and a predicate. What is a grammatical form of verbs implying hypothetical action or condition? It's not just an action verb. It's called a subjunctive. Subjunctive, in this sentence is were. If Mr. Stratford were fluent in French, he could communicate with his employees more effectively. In this sentence, the subjunctive is had been. If Sheila had been here, she would have helped us with our math. It implies a hypothetical action or condition, like they should have been here. If they were here, this would have happened. So it's hypothetical, theoretical, not actual, real. Subjunctive, who knew? Yes, different than conjunctivitis. All right. What is the use of expressions that make one element of a sentence dependent on the other, on another part of a sentence? I'll give you you probably don't know this with sentences, but if one person is in charge, the people working under that person are considered this. Letter starting with an S. Hello, Candy Rain. subordinate. Correct, 152 and best person here. And so subordination in English language is the use of expressions that make one element of a sentence dependent or underneath that other part of the sentence. So here's an example. Despite all efforts toward a peaceful settlement of this dispute, that is subordinate to war finally broke out. I think Mad Dog might speak Hillbilly. I'm not sure. Yes, Ron and Candy over at YouTube. Fantastic. Kind of. Underneath, I guess. Chucklehead Charlie. Alright. Ace Fan says hello too. Oh, good. Thanks, Ace Fan. I don't know why they called a social program Discord when Discord is like disagreement. I agree with that. I agree with that statement. Maybe they didn't understand. Maybe Cord wasn't available, so they got Discord. I don't know. We might go to Ohio someday, 980. No, we don't want to promote that 435. Oops, sorry, Mad Dog. I didn't mean to purge you. I meant to purge that person, the guest. You'd like to meet me? Okay, good. Yes, friendly fire. It sometimes happens. All right. What is a letter or group of words added to the end of a word to change its meaning? Correct, bus person here in 306. It is a suffix. Thanks, Ron. Suffix. My role as First Lady would be to promote education for everyone, make sure everyone can read, and provide adequate housing with everyone. That would be my goals. We'll see. And of course, to be a friendly face for all. That is not true. Consider the source, 573. You think I would ever do that? Seriously? I guess you don't know me very well. All right, suffixes. If you added the letter T-E-R to the adjective hot, it turns it into the comparative adjective hotter. And adding the suffix le to the adjective quick turns it into the adverb quickly. Other examples of words with suffixes are willing, management, serviceable, harmonize, and joyful. I like suffixes. I know, it's just like, use logic, people. All right. What is a form of an adjective indicating the greatest degree of the quality that the adjective describes? Ooh, summit is a good guess, but it's not right. Superlative is correct. Ticken is right. Here are some superlatives. Best is a superlative form of good. Fastest is a superlative form of fast. Most charming is a superlative form of charming. The usual superlative takes the ending est. We will get to history eventually. 761. What is a basic unit of speech generally containing only one vowel sound? Oh, you've been making your own suckers, your own couture props that you spent a lot on in 2012. Oh, you melt Jolly Ranchers? Nice. Correct, best person here. It is a syllable. A syllable is a basic unit of speech containing one vowel sound. The word basic contains 2 syllables, bay and sick. The word generally contains 4 syllables, gen, ly. That's very cool. Making your own suckers, Candy Rain. Fantastic. I don't know 237. I just ignore her or him or whatever it is. I know 137. David just says the president seemed to get worse and worse and worse. All right. What is an object or name that stands for something else? Especially a material thing that stands for something that is not material. Like the bald eagle is this because it stands for the United States. Correct, I eat glue. It's a symbol. A symbol is correct. The cross is a symbol of Christianity. The Star of David is a symbol of Judaism. I know, it's sad, 137. All right. What are words that roughly mean the same thing? And we're still on the word us. Isn't there a word? I fasted for 3 days. I thought it meant to go without food. Synonym is correct. None of you spelled it correctly. Correct. Chucklehead Charlie spelled it correct. Synonyms, and he put, I like synonym on toast, which is like somebody told me a cute little joke, which is probably the only joke I remember, which is, what does a thesaurus eat for breakfast? Cinnamon toast, or something like that. I don't know why Anita and Candy are upset at each other. Just breathe and realize that you both like America's Third Party and you have something in common. So build from common ground. You did tell me that joke, I eat glue. I love it. It's like one of the few jokes that I'll actually remember. I don't know. Is my camera a little blurry? It does seem a little bit blurry. Sorry, Brian. I'm not sure how to fix it. Let me see. Maybe I can... Yeah, anyway. Yeah, none of you are stalkers or trolls. You haven't come across, neither of you have come across as stalkers to me, Candy or Anita. So I don't know why you're upset with each other, because you don't seem like you're stalking each other or anything like that, or stalking us. Unlike some people I know, or hopefully don't know really, but have heard of or suspect. All right, moving on. New clue. Still on the letter S of conventions of written English. What is a sequence in which words are put together to form sentences? In English, the usual sequence is subject, verb, and object. Correct, Brian. It is syntax. Syntactic languages, such as English, use word order to indicate word relationships. Inflected language, such as Greek and Latin, use word endings and other inflections to indicate relationships. Anita, I don't think that Candy was necessarily referring to you as a guy. And a guy can be as just a person. It's like mankind. I think she was responding to me about a stalker who calls me, tries to get through. She knows who I'm talking about. All right. I don't, well, sorry, 761. I don't have time to dedicate to my own show. Oh, let's move on. We're moving on to the letter T. What is an inflectional form of verbs? It expresses a time at which the action described by the verb takes place. Past this, present this, future this. Tense is correct. Tense. The verb I sing is in the present tense. I sang, past tense. I will sing, future tense. Other tenses are the present perfect, I have sung, the past perfect, I had sung, and the future perfect, I will have sung. Why have? I don't know. No, not today. Good job. Time for ATP. You got that. Tense. What is a central idea in a piece of writing or other work of art? It's also a short composition assigned to a student as a writing exercise. Correct. Best person here. Theme. The theme of desperation is found throughout his novels. Oh, the plague in Madagascar? Okay. I don't know. He turned all of you blue. Yeah, let's just stick to the trivia quiz. What is the central idea in a piece of writing, sometimes contained in a topic sentence? Sometimes this is what doctoral candidates do in order to get a doctorate. Thesis is correct. Yes, indeed. Good job. Igloo, Brian, and 152. And great, oh, what is a suspenseful, Sarah is tripping over her words tonight. What is a suspenseful, sensational story or film? A thriller is correct. Ken Follett writes best-selling spy thrillers. In Great Britain, the word thriller is sometimes used for all mystery novels. Martha Grimes, an American, writes British-style thrillers. Yes, I did have a little bit of coffee today. Oh, no. God, that's like the first coffee I've had in, I don't know, a long time. What is the main sentence in the paragraph? Often it is the first sentence. It briefly conveys the essential idea of the entire paragraph. Correct, Aiklu. It is the topic sentence. Oh, and correct on thriller, time for ATP. Good job. And then correct on theme. I guess. You might be behind me. I don't know. I think your chat, it might be a little behind. Good job. Yes, time for ATP. No, David is not lost. All who wander are not lost. Vika, every time you post a link, I'm going to mute you. David made me an excellent grilled cheese sandwich last night. You may ask, I was born in 1978. All right. What is a serious drama in which a central character, the protagonist, usually an important heroic person, meets with disaster either through some personal fault or through unavoidable circumstances? Well,
Happenstance.
Tragedy is correct. Tragedy. Good job. Best person here in 152 and Bengalitis. Bengalitis, I got to say your name. All right. In most cases, the protagonist's downfall conveys a sense of human dignity in the face of great conflict. Tragedy originated in ancient Greece in the works of Aeschylus, Sophocles, Euripides. In modern times, it achieved excellence with William Shakespeare in such works as Hamlet, King Lear, Macbeth, and Othello. 20th century tragedies include Death of a Salesman by Arthur Miller and Murder in the Cathedral by T.S. Eliot. Aristotle argued that the proper effect of tragedy is catharsis.
Catharsis.
The purging of the emotions.
Yes, that's why people like to watch tragedy.
In common usage, disasters of many kinds are called tragedies.
That's great. So tragedy is the word, yeah.
See, you know what? I think, Bengalitis, I sometimes think that when you're forced to read a book, you don't like the book.
Yeah.
But if you read a book that you want to read, then, you'll enjoy it.
That's right, Sarah. Everyone should try to read at least one book so you enjoy reading and continue reading the rest of your life. I just gave up reading because it was hard on my eyes. And I thought, I better save my eyes. If I want to live to be 200 years old, I'm going to have to lighten up on the use of my eyes.
Okay, so just close. Here, I'm
going to rest my eyes right there.
The use of my eyes.
Let me use my John Lennon sunglasses. There we go. That's better. Foster Grant. And it's calmer. We're going to have another LED monitor because right now we've got an LCD monitor next to us, which is putting out a little dirty energy. And we're going to have 2 LED monitors with 50 inches of real estate in front of us.
I agree with time for ATP. Reading, or at least listening to books on tape, keeps the brain sharp. Or audiobooks, I should say.
Imagine me in the White House. Absolute control. A man who knows how to lead, who knows how to speak up, who knows how to control a chat room.
It's not springing forward, it's falling back. But don't forget to change your clocks back an hour tonight.
Sarah and I were attracted to each other because we have similar noses.
I know, I like his nose.
And I like your nose.
I guess I like looking at my nose when I look at your nose.
Yeah, exactly. It justifies the way you look because they find commonality, people do, when they meet each other. And Sarah and I are not related. Despite your nose is huge. Well, I've known people who've had huge noses. You wouldn't believe it. Jimmy Durante style noses. Yeah.
I think my jaw is a little bit wider than David's.
Oh yeah, bigger in the jaw. My dad had a jaw like
Thanks,
yours.
time for ATP.
My father was kind of a square-jawed person. I have a more
liked your
pointed
dad.
jaw.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we're not better or worse, or we are better or worse. We're not. So I made some coffee and I made some dinner for both of us. Some chicken breast with that. The rest of that zucchini, the massive zucchini we had from last summer.
Oh,
I put
good.
that in there and added some potato. So have some butter, and there's also some cheddar cheese, the new cheddar cheese we got. That's really good. If you want to melt some of that on there, it's on melt right now, so you just have to kind of
Melt something.
Yeah.
Keep it on melt. Okay, yes.
love the cheddar cheese.
Yeah, we're
idea.
not related.
Nope, we're just amazingly happy with each other and compatible. Yeah, we've got a great compatible friendship and love, and it's amazing how wonderful I have been able to set up this place that we have here, the studio, and I'm making it better so that I can do constant chatting in front of you to piss off a lot of people who are so totally up the head of the elitists that they don't even know what's going on. They kiss the ass of the rich people, thinking they're going to get some little trickle-down money. Like Ronald Reagan said, well, the money will trickle down from those that are making more and producing more. But I'm not that idiot you had as a president. I have the intelligence to realize that Ronald Reagan was a puppet. And he essentially was put in play. And they're not going to give you a cent trickled down. The only thing trickling down is going to be diarrhea. You're not going to get a penny from the rich people. So you've come to the right place to talk about politics. I'm the cutting edge people's presidential candidate. And I believe that we can legalize marijuana, provide low-cost health care services with our mobile medical units. That's my idea, not Trump's. And provide immediate housing for people with our homestead renewal plan, which Trump doesn't have a plan for. All right, so I think we got enough right there in getting out of wars overseas to really make this political movement a reality. All right. So some of you are proud to be white, some of you are proud to be black, some of you are proud to be Asian, and some of you are proud to be Hispanic. And some of you fall in through the differences. You don't know what you are. And you're proud to be that too. Proud to be a human, right? Is this straight enough for you? How's that? It's okay to be you. You're okay, I'm okay, we're screwed. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. Let me address issues that come into the show. Candy Rain's here. Hi, Candy. And you're not afraid to have fun and make fun. That's right. Are you going to ever revive Cool Rock? Yes. As soon as the technology catches up, we're gonna be able to plug in a show over there and have a chat room. I believe Cool Rock will be a social network in the future of massive proportion. And I'm not sure exactly, it's going to be a free-based network, so we're going to try to minimize the profit mechanism like Facebook tried to do. They tried to increase profits, and look what happened to Facebook. And to keep everyone's privacy, it'll be dedicated to privacy too. So until the technology ripens and gets to the point where it's safe to interact on the internet, I think we're still kind of in the early stages, the golden age of chat here on the earth that we live in, the beautiful earth. I have a nice retreat back here near the water, right on the edge of that island there. If you'd like me to take you over there, I can. In my mind. You feel like you're watching Joe Dirt? Really? Okay. Well, whatever. You know, this is kind of a fun show. We're not trying to be anything we're not. You know, nothing beyond what we already have in front of us. So we've joined the YouNow network. I'm not sure if that's going to, you know, be anything big, but hey, the wig is pretty cool. I got to tell you, I was blown away when I saw it online. It was the only one that made sense for me. But I feel kind of like I'm in, you know, a different world entirely when I'm wearing it. Okay, here we have a story here called Trump in Moscow. What happened at Miss Universe 2013? And this is kind of the center of the Russian story. when things kind of focused on certain oligarchs that he was working with, he had these people that he was working with, this Russian oligarch right here, Amin Agalarov, and Aras Agalarov, and he worked with these people, and that's where the Russian connection started. Then he had another contact with a mobster, and the more we find out about this is like 7 years ago, or more. Well, this is 2013. It was, excuse me, 4 years ago. But we're going to find out exactly what that means as the Mueller investigation unfolds. That's what's going to happen. All right. David, I love your show. No hate towards you or Sarah at all. Then why are you here? You love our show. Well, that's good. I'm glad. I mean, one person finally says, hey, I just love your show. That's cool. I'm not Alex Jones. No, I'm not a shill who makes millions of dollars lying to people. And I don't stand around going, you're not going to believe everything you're hearing right now, but the very elitists that are controlling the world are also going to put you in a FEMA coffin and end up putting you underground. And how are you going to prepare against that? Well, obviously, by buying a Berkey filter, you're going to prepare against the imminent doom of mankind. Now, I don't try to profit from the show. I'm not like him. Vika, you're in. Are you going to post links? Because I don't want you to post links here. I told you that. I have a show that's credible. He has a show that's basically full of crap. I talk about the real truth on a daily basis. I don't mince any words. I'm surprised that you people don't understand what this is all about. In order to do a show, I have to pass through a maze of hate and trolls just to keep the show going. And the elitists think they can come pay trolls to come in here. Cool Rock is what started America's Third Party. Are you able to check Twitter? I do check Twitter on occasion, but I don't really normally. We were censored for the past 7 years on Twitter, so I don't even pay homage to it. But I do tweet. I have a secret Twitter account that I tweet on. I like to stay in the conversation without having to draw attention to myself. So unlike Trump, I don't want to tweet as a tool of diplomacy or foreign policy. He's really blown it there. No, I've never been associated with Alex Jones, nor Alex Jones copies me. He basically copies what we do. And he's done so ever since the beginning. I mean, we've been at this for 9 years. And the idea of a person taking our idea and just morphing it into a TV show and getting YouTube hits, Alex Jones is a total shill. And everything he says is more like a copy of what we've done on our show, but bastardized and flipped around. Like he was talking about Pizzagate, then he says he was against it, and it was all BS. And then he created this whole spin about fake news, which you people are still believing. I was the guy that led on the story regarding Abbottabad. And he went out that same day, watched our show, and went out and grabbed a camera, sat in his SUV, you can look it up online, and started doing his little routine after we did our whole show exposing the fake Abbottabad situation. I have no idea about the Facebook that you're referring to. Alex doesn't wear a wig or dance around because he has no charisma. Alex is basically a person with a loud mouth and lies and deceit. He's not even Alex Jones. The real Alex Jones is, God knows what happened to him. He's gone. He's long gone. I'm more akin to the Hale Bop guy. I'm actually more akin to him, except I'm not a cult leader. I'm different. I have millions of people around the world. Alex Jones has a cadre of Vatican suck-ups and Zionist pigs that think that they can control the world through controlled opposition. I'm up against a battle in the battleground of the internet that no other man has ever gone down. And when you look at the picture of what I exposed this story. Alex Jones copied it. The Abbottabad story, we never did see a dead body of this guy. And we certainly never saw the dead body of this guy. We never saw a dead body, period. Osama bin Laden, the original Osama bin Laden, may even still be alive, living on a ventilator. Who knows? Kidney dialysis. Trump is a person who supports pedophiles like Jeffrey Epstein. And he's become a real problem because he doesn't want to approach Jeffrey Epstein and talk about I pronounce it envelope, not envelope. But thank you. You can pronounce that any more you want. Envelope, envelope. I did not think that Osama bin Laden was a gamer, no. Boy, you have a lot of interesting thoughts. Yeah. All right. Now, since Trump's defending pedophiles like Jeffrey Epstein, you got to wonder why he hasn't done more to stop the sex crimes in Hollywood. And then you realize, oh my God, these crimes have been going on and reported for 7 years. The entire police has been in the pocket of people like Trump who want to protect pedophiles. I didn't know that no, that's just BS. The story about Osama bin Laden gaming and all this other crap, that's all fake information from the CIA. They made that up. They told lies upon lies to justify the original lie, which is they attacked Abbottabad and killed Osama bin Laden and threw his body over the board, the Carl Vincent, in the middle of the night. Yet there's no photographs of that either. There's no people with cameras taking pictures. Now there's 4,000 people on the Carl Vincent, every one of them with a cell phone and a camera, but nobody has a picture of his white clad sheet body being thrown off the boat into the ocean. So give me a break. We also don't have any actual credible pictures of the Mandalay Bay shooting from any of the CCTV footage outlets that were there. For instance, we don't have Stephen Paddock's room camera showing him carrying weapons into the room and stockpiling ready to take out over 500 alleged deaths, which over 58 people died and 537 injured. So David, do they usually throw the coffin in and shoot it full of holes so it sinks? Well, they didn't. They threw him out in a white sheet, they said. And the simple fact is the country is being lied to on a daily basis. The whole Abbottabad thing was to cover up the birther issue, which was brought to the head when Donald Trump took my issue, which I talked about for 6 years and was censored, to the head and said, hey, yeah, let's talk about Barack Obama's birth certificate. And then the long-form birth certificate arrived, which, by the way, Joe Arpaio has said is a complete fake, and he can prove it, and I agree. We never saw restitution there. We never saw the fraud Obama brought to trial. And then Trump magically, forgets about the whole thing and now thinks that Obama was born in Honolulu. So, for all of you Trump-tards who still ride this pony called stupidity and greed, then by all means, get on that broken horse, because it's on its way out. The more we realize how greedy and stupid the Trump supporters are, the more we realize the root cause of our problem in America, the corruption that has taken over our entire world. It has ruined our ability to fix problems like chemical pollution, endless spraying in the airs. Above us, we see endless chemtrails. I mean, I'm not making this up. There's photographs galore out there. But you want to live in a world where you think that Trump is somehow helping you out when he doesn't even address this issue. He doesn't even go after a simple plan of getting $400 a month to the American people, which is what we're trying to do. The U.S. citizens 18 or over would get $400 a month under my plan. He doesn't want to give you anything. It's kind of sad. I'm not sure why you even would vote for somebody other than the fact that you're a bunch of sheep and do whatever you're told on the internet. I really think that many of you are just of the belief that the internet's a free place and you can go anywhere you want. Well, actually, it's controlled. And it's run by a cabal, a shadow government that simply pushes a button and they think they control everything. Well, they don't control this show. That's the nice thing about this. They don't have any power or swing here. This show is completely independent of all control from the elitists. And that's the way it's going to remain. I will never be bought out. I will never be bought. I am not viable. I can't be threatened or intimidated. I'm a person who's willing to give my life for this country. And you have the audacity to come in here and call me names while I'm trying to save your proverbial ass. It blows my mind how gross you people have become who are Trump supporters, who simply don't know what you're doing. Mark says police arrest a neighbor after Rand Paul is assaulted at his Kentucky home. We ran that story. Yes, and I want the blackface video to be out there forever and ever, you stupid idiot. I'm trying to break through the censorship in America, you moron. So yeah, I want it to remain on the internet forever and ever as a testimony to one man's attempt to stop the powerful elitists that are destroying our nation and killing our environment. So you sit there in your world of mindlessness and just believe everything that comes through the mainstream media, and you believe Fox News, you believe CNN, and you constantly say that anything that questions Donald Trump is fake news. So knocking on your door is like knocking on a concrete slab. There's nothing there. You have no brains, no critical thinking ability, only one thought. Everything's fake news. So why don't you, all of you Trump-tards, get the hell out of my room right now? Thank you. Well, we got about YouTube. That's a joke. YouNow. I'm beginning to think YouNow is kind of a world unto its own. Yeah, we'll probably give up that network, Candy. Yeah, I think, we'll give it a couple days and then we'll just walk. We won't bother with it. All right. So. Well, this is a good time. We have a great opportunity to oust a bad president, the greediest of them all. He even claims he's so happy to be greedy. He's proud to be greedy. And I can tell you that in our nation's history, we've never had a more stupid president than this man. He claims to have a genius IQ. You know why he does? Because I do. And he copies everything I do. But he doesn't have a genius IQ. I do. And he stole the idea, just as he stole over 10 of his ideas to try to claim that he's better than me. But what the reality is this guy had all the borrowed money from Russia to pay for controlling our election process, and now claims that he's this, that, and the other thing, which he's not, and he can't verify it. Trump is a shameful president. 1377 says, I'm embarrassed to say I'm from America. Thank you. And thanks, Vika, for restraining your link providing. I appreciate that, since we don't want links in here. He stole the IQ idea. Yeah, I was doing that when people asked me, what's your IQ? And I said 185, and they thought I was kidding. And I have proof of that. Trump doesn't have any proof of anything. In fact, what we do have proof of is that Donald Trump cannot read. He is not able to actually read a paragraph, a random paragraph. He can't do it. He struggles. And that's a sad testimony to his learning difficulties, but look at how he's overcompensated for that by being really, really greedy. The idea he stole. He doesn't steal my IQ. Go away. I told you Trump-tards are not allowed here. 639, you have to be removed. I'm going to purge you. No, I'm going to mute you. And Deep Ellen, you're not really appreciated here talking about gay activity. Many of you people who constantly focus on gayness are obviously turning gay. All you think about is the gay porn you're watching at night when your girlfriend or your wife is sitting in the other room thinking you're straight. You're a hypocrite, and you're a homophobe, and you need to be removed from our show. And by the way, we do eliminate removed people from the show, and on a daily basis continue to ban and mute and purge. So just welcome to the show where we ban, purge, and mute Trump-tards. I'm not angry. I'm just dealing with a lot of stupidity here. And my strength comes in my ability to confront problems, and frankly, you are the problem. The stupid morons that voted for Trump. Don, I think you need to remove. I think you don't belong here, Don. We talked about this, Don. I want to block you. Yeah. You're not allowed into that room anymore, man. Joseph, I get a lot of crap for my hair all the time. That's why I'm wearing the wig. And because I have a nonstop like interaction with total Trump tards on a daily basis, it makes it almost interesting and intriguing to deliver a show to a world audience and mute and purge simultaneously, which would only be accomplished from someone with incredible intellectual powers and capabilities. I multicast and multitask simultaneously. Trump has become a serious problem himself. He's jeopardized our nation, and God knows what kind of a war he's going to start to make us look the other way from his Russian involvement. I don't need a current IQ score. I don't even need you in the room. And being Trump has been useless as a president and hasn't developed any real growth in our tech sector. We are now dealing with a situation, and I'm very modest, it's true. We're dealing with a situation that's going to get worse and worse as time goes on, where we slip farther and farther out of the world's economy and slowly become this country that's in debtor nation that literally has to sell itself off to stay afloat. And that's where we are right now, really. Trump's trying to sell a national park, like I said earlier, in Utah, trying to parse it off and sell it to corporations. Meanwhile, he himself has lost over $600 million last year, and his real net worth is about $3 billion now, not $10 billion like he said. His lowest employment figures are all based on a false stat, which is called the unemployment insurance compensation intake number. And that's people who collect unemployment. Those people are no longer collecting after 24 weeks, so they drop. That's where your unemployment statistic came from. And I'm going to mute you because that statistic is not relevant here. 45% of our population is unemployed. And I'm okay with that, because I want to give people $400 a month to start with so that they can get a little bit ahead of their daily budget, which right now is evaporating. Please don't talk about a nightmare like this. Thank you. I'm going to purge you, not mute you, because you're basically resounding. Your resounding statements remind me of Misanthropy, who used to come in here. We permabanned him. When he became a venue for Mark to push his values, we basically permabanned Misanthropy. I haven't, what do you mean do nothing? I have a multi-million person reach around the world, and you're saying I do nothing. You realize how much I have spent on this show? Nothing. Do you realize how hard it is to reach hundreds of millions of people with nothing? And you're wondering if I don't work? Every day. Yeah, I'm not, we're not going to allow him in the room anymore. No. Yeah, I'm going to take him out anytime he comes in here. I found out he was trying to work an angle on our show. And he was trying to actually attack us from within. You know that Misanthropy offered to redo our website? You realize how vulnerable he was to being permabanned at that point? Well, Candy, you're going to have issues with Trump once you see what's coming. All those immigrants that are coming into Florida, yeah. I'll mute anybody I want. You know, I'm going to continue muting anybody I want in here. Yeah. And on top of that, Misanthropy was bad-mouthing our show. And then he took on a VIP status, which you know doesn't set well with me. We've got pervs, sex pervs, racists, greedmongers in government, and you people want to sit here and call me names? It's unbelievable. You Trump-tards. The supporters that like our show, they understand what we're doing. But others, they just don't understand how completely screwed we are. Yeah, we have a lot of pinheads watching the show, which is a good sign, actually, Scissor Fight. It means that they don't understand why they're depressed and why they don't have a job, why they'll never get any money from this president. They don't understand why they're being dumbed down and drugged. Thank you for supporting me, Candy. They don't understand why they're dumbed down and drugged like farm animals. And they're kind of coming to the show going, why is this guy talking? Ooh. Hey now, Nero. How you doing, man? Yes, aquaponics, definitely the future for America. The ocean pipeline will definitely break ground, and we will see. water desalination at a high level in local areas like California, which is completely stricken with a drought, and Trump won't do a damn thing about it. We need to get that ocean pipeline built, and it should have been built now, but, you know, copying my idea was just to get elected, wasn't actually to fulfill the goal of building an ocean pipeline. All he did was talk about things that I've talked about for years and use that to launch his career. But the ocean pipeline project is very real. Thank you. Now, Nero. Well, you know, that's a relevant question about a person wearing a wig. Yeah, I've been nothing but attacked all night long for being a wig wearer, and I'm not a wig wearer in general, but when I bring my real hair to the show, they say, oh, what's wrong with your hair? And then the whole show becomes about my hair. Hey, we got a few new people 28 minutes ago. Time for ATPs in here, keeping your head warm. Hi, Dave. Yeah. Reading keeps the brain sharp. You two are adorable. Thank you, man. Finally read your chat at C-Box. The wig is dope. Thanks, Candy. Delvin's laughing. Melania, I don't think has made an appearance in a month. I don't believe the appearance in Detroit was her. I was looking at the film again, and I noticed that a lot of her facial features were different. Like she appeared thinner, like when she was on the campaign trail. It was strange. So I'm beginning to believe that Melania didn't really go to Detroit. It was a video from the campaign trail they just put there to make it seem like she went to Detroit to beat the children. Yeah, a little too weird. I still believe that Trump may have, if he's still being seen with an imposter, I don't know. Yes, there's startling filters. Things are slipping by our ability to interact with, excuse me, children are being abused and manipulated online, and YouTube is allowing this. This is a description of what's going on YouTube, where kids sit around and do things, and pedophiles are apparently all over these sites. The 10-minute clip was a nightmarish imitation of an animated series in which a boy and a pack of rescue dogs protect their community from troubles like runaway kittens and rock slides. All right, so apparently they're messing with kids' heads using YouTube propaganda, and YouTube doesn't want to pull it, but they'll pull any story about it. All right, anybody who comes in here and supports Trump needs to leave. I don't want to be another Alex Jones. Alex Jones wants to be me. I have far more reach than Alex Jones. You just don't know it. You're so stupid, you Americans. You stupid Americans! Startling videos. Yeah, it just keeps coming. Videos slip past filters. Startling. It's just more and more startling every day. We can't keep up with how startling it is. All right, so that being the case, we have a few people we have to remove. And in doing so, they're not going to have a job in 20 years. In 10 years, you're going to all be without jobs. Yeah, 80% of the workforce will be replaced by robots. Yes, I have far more reach than Alex Jones. Basically UHF viewership around the world topples anything Alex Jones can compete with. I'm way more listened to around the world than he is. All you are just shills for a man who sucks up to the corporations. You know who pays Alex Jones? Lockheed Martin. They were the first ones that registered the domain InfoWars and Prison Planet under their subcontracted group called Skunkworks Productions. That's where Alex Jones gets his payment, from the military-industrial complex that wants to start wars. He's controlled opposition, and he's designed to make every story that I talk about in a real way sound like a whack job, which he does a pretty good job of it with his little routine, talking incessantly about nothing. Yeah, so a lot of you don't have much to say. The fact is, I read 6,000 words a minute, and your chat is no longer relevant. Yeah, it's become obvious that you don't have the ability to actually reach me. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. I will turn guest chat off, but what I'm trying to do is deal with the attack of the turds right now. The Trump turds. Yeah, I don't mind, but they're trying to just use a new tactic. We've had the same attack from others just like it. It's no big deal. Yeah, calling me a sympathizer of ISIS is insane. I'm the last guy who would sympathize with the Israeli Secret Intelligence Service. Hillary is not very, you know, I talk about Hillary on our Conspiracy Monday show. I bet you ride by all the time. Bring it. I'm all set for you. Anything you want to do, you can face off anytime you want. I'm ready. I don't hate people. I hate people who have no head in their shoulders. They just have, for them, it's a shampoo. It's not even a head on and shoulders. They just aren't using their brain. You're falling into the trap of just sucking up to a veritable mobster named Trump. I never threatened to decapitate ISIS, no. I know they swore Trump, or oath Trump, but you got to understand, their days are coming to the point where they won't have enough money to live, and they're going to look at the $400 per month and they're going to wonder, well, how come Trump doesn't offer us that? It's interesting. Why won't Trump offer us any money? Why does he just want to pay the cronies at Raytheon that make bombs that kill people? How will that ever happen? No, my show's not about hate. In fact, I have a motto, make love, not war. You people, all you can do is stand there and defend a moron for a president who can't even read. No, I'm just dealing with the guest chat. Yeah, you can't, President Trump can't even read. Thank you. He's not an intelligent, enlightened person. I am. All right, a lot of you people just don't have anything to say, so all you do is contrive things. I know more than half of my view count on this network is just one guy with 50 tabs. So true. Yeah, I've been completely censored on this network. And as far as YouNow is concerned, I'm totally done with that network. Yeah. Heads up, shampoo. Yeah, if I shampooed the silk wig, I would probably end up, it would look like crap at the end of it. Yeah, I definitely think I should just give up on YouNow. Okay, we're going to sign off on YouNow, guys. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. Oh, unless you want to go over there. Well, hey, if you want to go over there instead of be in this network and want to see chat over there, why don't you just hose me off over there? I mean, you guys are spamming me. You aren't even spamming me over there. It's like a Tetris game. Trump is basically a person who sucked off the Russian financial dick over the past 10 years. He's hidden his tax returns and he won't show them to anybody. And recently he's withheld his 2016 tax return. He won't show that to anybody. Yeah. It's pretty interesting, isn't it? No transparency at all. Working with a Russian corporate financial dick, sucking off the oligarchs, the Trump mobsters. Yeah, Trump is a total dickwad. Thank you. Yes, you can say that all you want. This is the place to talk about that. Let's overtake the Trump supporters here who want to come in as guests. I don't have any tax returns that I can report. I mean, I don't make any money, so I'm not greedy like Trump. All he does is want money, and he'll take it from any quick buck he can find, no matter who it has it. He'd probably take it from God knows who. Russian mobsters is just the beginning. I'm happy. So as you can see, your chat doesn't really last more than about a second or a half a second. Oh, we have 2 new people watching from over in, yeah, we can see you're actually coming in here from YouTube. Oh, no, you're coming in here from, oh my goodness, a network we hardly ever use, Vaughn Network. Hello, welcome. An Egyptian cleric says men can marry their own daughters if they're born out of wedlock. Can you imagine the mindset of this 9th century world that we're living in? And how these Sharia law people are digging in right now with Trump relaxing the laws against refugees? Trump just made it okay for the refugee program the UN has to continue to dump people into our country. Did you read about that? No, not everybody with tax returns are greedy, just you. Well, it's okay. I'm just glad I could trim the chat and get rid of some of you scumbags. And marrying your own daughter, can you imagine? And these Trump supporters, they support Trump's use of refugees coming in. The UN resettlement program is still going on full bore. It's unbelievable. Boy, we got a leftist in here who just crapped all the room. It smells to high heaven of green shit. Yeah, you must have been sucking off tree hugging too long. You've been eating the bark. You libtards are worse than Trump-tards. Trump is a joke. He can't even read. I did say shit. Some of you libtards, tree huggers, are eating green shit. Yeah, it's sad. I feel bad for you. I'm not a liberal. I was from California. No, I was. I spent 35 years living there. There you go. Trump is a fat tard. That works. I've never pronounced any words wrong. Not at all. I guarantee that most of the words I say are accurate to a phonetical T. I've never read the Quran, nor would I. Nor would I go to Saudi Arabia and have a little dance and have them award me a golden sword and pretend like I'm a jihadist myself, which I'm not. Trump made a big mistake by going over to Saudi Arabia and sucking their entire culture in as though it's part of his life now. Yeah, he's a total suck up, and you people support that. This blows my mind. I'm the one who stands up against the hypocrites and liars. You people are the ones that can't write a chat for longer than a half a second in the chat room. You can do better than this. Aren't you tired of trolling our room? Come on. Give it to me. You got nothing. You bunch of cockroaches. Okay. Joseph DiFilippo likes that. No, this is not a lesbian, bi, gay, set. Well, I don't consider that a marriage. He probably beat her up. You know, she hasn't been seen really publicly in the past month and a half. Fire breaks out at a factory owned by a maker of Grenfell Towers cladding, the company that should have been sued by England for allowing the cladding which ignites. Yep. No, nobody owns me, buddy. Trump is owned by Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, and God knows who else. Oh, yeah. He's in their back pocket. And Jared Kushner is going to be indicted, by the way. You know that, don't you? I hope you realize that. Jared Kushner is the next peg that's going to go down in the Russian disaster. You know why all the Trump-tards are in here tonight? Because their little leader is being called out on all his Russian connections. It's funny how paranoid and fearful they are that their worship of the Trump dick is going to be taken away. And they won't be able to munch on that and suck that dick anymore. It's amazing. They're feeling like they don't have a life anymore, like all their white supremacist friends can't possibly lose this election. Oh no, this is our chance to get David Duke into the power. Oh yeah. You people are a bunch of scumbags. And I can assure you, Trump is probably hanging around Fukushima like he looked at the sun without a glass on. He's probably going, I would like to go to Fukushima and see if we can walk around. Ratso, just eat shit, okay? Yeah, just go there. It's about time you passed out in the room. You're not really providing any information. Leave. Ratso Rizzo, you're out of here. Trump is a joke, man. He can't read. And you people are fearful he's going down with the Manafort ship. If you don't like the words I'm using, they are completely legal. And they're not censorable. Shit is okay. You can use those words now. I'm not a jealous little boy. You're just frightened that I'm actually making headway. I'm not a foot fetishist, so I can't help you. Chernobyl? Yeah, let's talk about it. Chernobyl. Yeah, the words shit and bitch are totally legal. I'm talking about you guys sucking Trump dick. That's totally legal. Yeah. I've not used any bad words in referencing what you're actually doing, dining on his little penis. Donald Trump is mocked by Hawaiians holding a welcome to Kenya sign. That's great. Even the Hawaiians know that. Check your site chat. I am. Yeah, I have a bad person there. Yes. I will work on that right now. Hold please. We're going into make sure that the messages are removed. We can delete up to 100. Great. Okay, there was only one that I found that was significant. I got it. I got it under control. Thank you. Okay, is that better? You can refresh the screen now. Everyone who hates Trump doesn't know what real work is. Real work is waking you up to the stupidity that surrounds you. This is not easy. Thank you. I checked the site chat. You know, dealing with a bunch of scumbags that continually come into our room, and one person's entertained, but others are just a joke. I am a superhuman in my attempt to stop all of you. And I can tell you that this is going to go on for another 8 years. Yeah. Well, my hair is underneath a wig right now. You don't like the way my hair looks? Oh, wow. Okay, well, join the club. Who cares? You know, I hate the fact that you people are so blind to what Trump is really doing by sucking off Trump off of Russian dick. I'm surprised that you even call yourself Americans when you're traitors to this country. You don't know how weird this is for you to be standing there, your right-wing scumbag, Alex Jones eating, sucking, dick-sucking Trump supporters, while you sit there and suck dick all the time. And then you wonder why your president is so deep in this, embroiled in this Russian problem and can't get out of it. And you're very angry because you don't know what could happen. You're frightened, aren't you? You don't know what's going to happen. I see fear in this room. This is why the guest chats have camped. This is why I'm letting the guest chat come in here, Scissor Fight. It's simply because these people are afraid. I can feel it. They know their house of cards is collapsing right now. It's Kevin Spacey and Donald Trump going down. It's all the sex pervs that have been molesting women for years and getting away with it going down. Okay, I'm going to turn guests off and let them stop to chat and get into a beautiful song that I think we really resembles what we do and why we're going to continue to stick it to these Trump-tards all the way to the next election. We've got a song that was developed a few years ago and given to us by Scissor Fight. And it's fantastic. It's called Can't Stop.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're going to dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. Can't stop, can't stop.
So let's be clear. In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim, America's Good Party.
Sponheim for president.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad we were able to have that exercise session. Now, you can get up during the show and exercise with me. It's perfectly fine to dance during the show because you need to get up off of your butt. Otherwise, you gain weight in life. That's part of the deal. All right. Cool. Well, we got a lot of people chatting. We got Delvin over here. Did Hillary need to go to prison? Yeah, she does. She needs to be prosecuted. Donald Trump will not prosecute Hillary. He won't prosecute Obama. And yet he wonders why he's being prosecuted or his cabinet is being prosecuted. Okay, here's the story that just came in. Here they are in front of Hawaii, joking. Aloha, POTUS. Welcome to Kenya. I'm not orange. Impeach. Welcome to Kenya. You know, Trump really believes that Donald Trump believes that Barack Obama was born in Honolulu. I mean, what an idiot. Of course, Barack Obama was born in Kenya. Anybody with a brain knows that. But you Trump-tards, oh, you continue to believe that Trump's right, he's born in Honolulu. Why don't you Republicans just become Democrats? You're both corrupt as hell. You both work for the global elitists and want to promote a new world order. Get the hell out of my country. You don't belong here. God. Oh, that's good coffee. Today I went to Starbucks and got an amazing cashew praline latte. And I mix it in with my regular coffee just as a booster. It's pretty cool. Just the right kind of sweetness and taste to kind of bring the roasted aroma of organic coffee beans to life, where I can actually feel and taste the origin of good quality coffee. All right. Well, that's good. 2 minutes ago, somebody said salty squirts, nutty farts. You know, I'm getting a little sick and tired of this person in chat, Sarah. I'm going to go get rid of him right now. Yeah. There we go. And I have the ability to delete this person. But we may IP delete you. So, yeah, if you keep that up, we'll IP delete you, which will be not good for you.
Okay, let's go in there. Whatever.
Oh, I did already. It's clear. It just has to be refreshed. It'll clear up when I refresh, I believe. Huh. I guess if I refresh the whole page.
Refresh this page. You weren't refreshing this
page. I know.
You're refreshing a different page.
I got it. Thank you. Well, we had a little shout fest with a bunch of Trump supporters. They're really worried that Trump, you know, the allegations about his cabinet are coming down. You can feel the fear of the right wing as they worry about Trump's future. Now, I really mean that people who are supporting Trump through all the flipping that he did on every issue are showing the world that the American people are brain dead. They don't have any brains. Look at what he's doing and how he's destabilizing relations with the rest of the world. And you still sit there and support Trump, which is really disturbing to me to think that that's your mindset. So if you don't like me, I don't like you, just so you know. All right. That just shows you the blocked ones. We've had a few bans already.
Okay, let me go back to...
So he's been mocked by Hawaiians holding welcome to Kenya signs. So people in Hawaii don't believe that Barack Obama was born there. That's a story that's pretty interesting, don't you think? And that somehow Trump believes that Obama was now born in Hawaii, even though he said he wasn't. You know, he's flipped on so many issues. I can't believe that people are that out of it that they would come in here and accuse me of anything other than doing what Americans would do, is stop these people any way we can. Okay, we'll take care of it. Thank you. All right, you've been banned for a week, buddy. See you later.
So they...
Yeah, I'm not sure why that's
So I don't know what that is. There's a plugin that was, it said... So what? I did it under messages. Is that where I do it? I
Yeah,
don't know.
under messages. Yeah, I did that already. Didn't seem to work. Maybe it's just stuck. All right. That worked. Yeah.
Okay, that works.
That works. And this works too. No charge for refreshing your browser. Yay, Sarah. Thank you. She IP banned that guy at CBox. We have a very indestructible CBox chat room for all of you who know. And when you do go in there, I don't track your IP, but CBox does.
Sorry, Emma, I'm not sure. Maybe that was a mistake. Did you intentionally ban Blink for 1488 and Vaughn? Or was that a mistake?
No, Emma, thank you for using our... I wanted you to come in... Yeah. I wanted you to come in under a different name over, just test our equipment out over at YouTube.
Here, I'll get this.
Thank you. So she's going to unban you. All right, Blink 1488. It was a mistake. You were caught in the crossfire of a obvious guest chat attack by the trolls, who are right now very fearful that Donald Trump is going to lose his position, and that their white supremacist world and their neo-Nazi world is going to come crashing down. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Sorry I banned you. We didn't mean to do that. But in a way, we got a chance to test out our other network. Thank you. I'm hanging in there with you now. I'm telling myself, just hang in there, David. You can't jump ship now, even though we just have a few people. But thank you for using the alternative network we created. You helped us, actually. So... frankly, Mark, I've been getting nothing but harassment about my hair in the show. And it's kind of ironic.
I think this looks good on you.
I do too, and that's why I wear it. And it's kind of an ironic thing, because the American people don't have a real chance in hell if we sit around talking about our hair or how we look. Look at what Scissor Fight created. Check this out. Isn't that funny? He grabbed me on one day. I was taking a picture of it. And
interesting.
Yeah. Very funny.
Interesting. Okay. That's cute.
Well, we've been doing this show for going on 9 years now, and it is amazing how we've been able to pull this off against all odds. And if these people really think they're going to come in and hose me down with all this criticism, it just makes my commitment to this and my resolve more solid than ever before. Mind you, I have never profited a penny on this show.
Yeah, do you want to get your dinner?
Yeah, did you have some?
Kind of warm? Yeah, I just had some.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thanks for making it. It was delicious. I added some cheese to it, melted it on there, so that was good. Thank you, Salty. Yes, I'm looking good. You're welcome for the unbanned. Yeah, just do email anytime if David's, or try to find a way to contact us if David bans you accidentally. I agree with you, Delvin. We definitely need a third party for sure. By the way, Scissor Fight, if you are in the room, Time for ATP said that was a funny GIF. What is this? The cure for cancer was found and banned by the FDA. Vitamin B17, CBD oil. So, who are you running for? All right. Sarah David is a Ufair link clinker. Ufair link clinker. What? Thanks, Blink. Yeah, that is a unfair link clicker, right? He clicks on links, but not your links or something, Mad Dog? I don't know. Alright. Okay, sorry to hear that. He only clicks on Scissor Fights links. I'm sorry to hear that, Mad Dog. Maybe because he knows all the links you have are like YouTube videos to music that he can't play, otherwise YouTube will give him some kind of copyright violation. Alright, go ahead and post the links away and I'll get all the 250 browsers. At least I just try not to click on links, but then I do, and then I'd be an unfair link clicker as well. Sarah about to trade teaching for modeling. If someone was willing to pay me for total modest modeling, then I would do that, but... Well, you know, it's not that I was... No, I'm not gonna do that, MILF. Thank you. Blink, no, not gonna happen. I'm not a mother anyway. Anyway, Dave got upset because I totally started closing all his tabs, so now I just don't touch his tabs. He's in charge of his tabs. Alright, let's go into some trivia. We're going to get through, I kind of want to get through this conventions of written English. And we're on the letter T, so we only have like 1 or 2 more pages. Actually, like half a page left. So that's pretty good. We'll get through conventions of written English, and then we can just hang out for the rest of the night. What is a verb that needs a direct object to complete its meaning? Some verbs can be this in one sentence and another way in another sentence. You're not going to cut my hair, no. Transitive is correct. They can be transitive in one sentence and intransitive in another. So, like turned. Ellen turned the wheel, meaning it needs the wheel in that sentence. Or Fred turned when I called. He's just turning his body, so he doesn't need a... It would be intransitive in that sentence. You don't need to summon anyone. Thank you, Blink. What is a form of irony in which something is intentionally represented as less than it is? Here's an example of it. Hank Aaron was a pretty good baseball player. What would you call that? The answer is an understatement, because Hank Aaron is actually a fantastic baseball player, or was a fantastic baseball player, and saying that he's pretty good is an understatement. What is another word for capital letters, starting with the letter U? I know, understatement seemed too obvious. Uppercase is correct. What? Oh, you guys have been wanting to say this for a while. What is a word that represents an action or a state of being? It is the essential part of the predicate of a sentence. Verb is correct. Did I hear what? The grammatical forms of verbs include number, person, and tense. There's auxiliary verbs, infinitive verbs, intransitive verbs, irregular verbs, participles. No, regular verbs and transitive verbs. Yes, I have heard that. Thank you, Starbucks Yum, for letting me know. Yes, that's right. David was born running for president. Don't you remember his memories from that time? What is the kind of language made intentionally different from ordinary speech or prose? It usually employs devices such as meter and rhyme, though not always. It is usually considered a broader character than poetry, but can include poetry, with the latter being reserved to mean it's one that's genuine and artistic. Poetry is genuine and artistic, but this can be, poetry is written in V. I totally blank. That's it. Time for ATP. You have it correct. It is verse. Hello, Delvin. Yes, verse. Last clue. What are the letters of the alphabet that generally stand for or represent sounds made with an open or partially open mouth? And there's one of these in every syllable. Starts with the letter V. Vowels are correct. Good job, Ayuklu. You did really well in that. Good job, time for ATP. You guys both did very well in the conventions of written English. Next time we will be discussing fine arts. I'll just read a little bit. Well, he didn't use that one with me, Blink, but who knows? Oh no, not arts. I know I'm not a big fan of the fine arts either. However, we'll get through them and learn them together. The term fine arts is equivalent to the older French term beaux arts, meaning beautiful arts. In ancient Greece, the fine arts were presided over by the muses, whence the word museum, a place where fine arts are displayed. Because museums of fine arts have tended to display mainly paintings and sculpture, these are the arts we think of as belonging to the fine arts. But in fact, they comprise all artistic works, including literature, architecture, drama, music, dance, and opera, and even up-to-date forms such as television and movies in the fine arts. In fact, any work that is exceptionally well-crafted may be so described, as in the oft-heard statement that somebody has raised furniture making or penmanship or bookbinding to the level of a fine art. Yeah, the term fine arts, it's true. Sometimes, Starbucks. Yum. 222. All right. Thomas de Quincey, an English writer of the early 19th century, entitled an essay on murder as one of the fine arts. Wow, that's pretty creepy. When people hear the term cultural literacy, they sometimes associate it with artistic culture, with opera, ballet, painting, poetry, sculpture, architecture, and classical music. These fine arts are, of course, only part of cultural literacy, but they do make up an important domain of experience that people must be aware of to communicate with literate people in our society. For many people, the appreciation of the fine arts helps bring satisfaction, joy, and meaning to life, and every person deserves to be exposed to good art, whether popular or classical. I have heard of those Starbucks Yum, but I don't like them. Or the vomit ones, the vomit paintings. Disgusting. He just likes me, Blink. He likes me. Alright, but an old and true proverb tells us that there is no disputing about taste. People who dislike ballet or Bach are not therefore unworthy or insensitive people. Nor is the art of our tradition inherently superior to that of other traditions. Yet every citizen does need an acquaintance with the enduring artistic works and artists of our tradition, if only because they are indispensable reference points for our shared lives. Yeah, I know, that's pretty crazy. I don't like the art that's come to that. Not all of these enduring works of our tradition are permanent reference points, unchanging monuments that will never be replaced by new works of art. New classics sometimes displace older ones, just as new buildings rise upon old ruins. But our cities wisely discriminate among the buildings that they permit to be torn down. Some buildings, such as the White House, the Empire State Building, and the Taj Mahal, deserve to be preserved both because of their artistic excellence and because of their symbolic and communal associations. I don't think it's possible, though, Blink. This section of our dictionary contains both the old and the new in the fine arts. Our principle for inclusion is not personal opinion about the merits of art, of particular art or artists, but our judgment of their established status as enduring points of reference in our culture. Everything that is included here is a classic, not because it is old or new, but because it has achieved broad currency. People refer to these works and artists without explanation, assuming that we will understand their reference. The arts are not just occasions for private appreciation and enrichment. Many of the images and songs and poems in our shared life are not only fine art, but also indispensable symbols of our national existence. Indeed, much fine art of the past was not just something to be admired for its beauty, but also something to be understood as part of public life. Bach's religious music, the Egyptian pyramids, the Washington Monument, the American flag, and patriotic songs were and are living parts of communal life. The image of the cross and the Star of David are more than formal designs. At their most reverberant, the fine arts are not just objects for private pleasure and contemplation, but essential symbols that have helped define what we collectively are. That was from E.D. Hirsch. If you just stopped typing forever, it would improve the world slightly. Please consider not typing. Finally, I did it. Oh, no. My mic isn't working. David said my mic is fine. Now it's working. It's cutting in and out. Now it's okay. Now it's good. You fixed it. Well, good. I'm glad you fixed it. Now we can hear. You weren't able to hear because I was looking down when I was reading. Is that why? Maybe. I'll have to read into the dictionary next time all about the fine arts or whatever. Maybe pressure was put on the connection somewhere. I don't know. I didn't intentionally do that. Oh, and static for a moment and then cut out for 30 seconds. When I was reading about the fine arts. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was Salty Dog trying to attack my computer as being banned or something. Sounds fine. Okay. That's it, Blink. You do insane levels of audio work? Are you a voiceover artist? Good job. It's fine now. What's all the tools you use? Hello, Zetterbeard. How are you? Oh, DJ music, artist stuff. Nice. Blink. Really, I'm beginning to think that David banned you because you really are a troll. So why don't you just save that statement for David? Thank you very much. And then we'll move on, okay? Baggin Audio is eating an 8-ounce, 97% lean certified Angus beef hamburger on a whole grain Kaiser roll with extra honey mustard. That does sound delicious, Baggin Audio. Well, George Washington one, it actually feels really good to be a jerk and ignore everything you say. The reason I was ignoring that, because it just sounded like a total troll site. I mean, Picasso with an added R, it just sounds like a troll site. So I'll let other people click on it. He's a real artist? Like what? Here, then I'll Google. I don't even want to Google him. No, I don't. It sounded, the first syllable in his name sounds weird. Yeah, like I'm going to trust you, Blink, aka Emma, and you're probably not even Emma. You're probably some dude. Anyway. You're making a sound post gauge out of a clothes hanger? You identify as a woman, so you don't want me to call you a dude, even though that's how you were born? Ah. Yeah, Mad Dog is a regular MacGyver. Well, that's good, George Washington. I just have too many trolls in the room. Let's talk about something else. Did you know chewing gum is like actually just rubber and it's disgusting? I hate chewing gum. Yes. I know it now, Bag End Audio. I've never trolled any other rooms, George Washington. I haven't been to another room in probably a decade. I used to go to rooms over a decade ago and used to like hang out in other people's rooms. But I don't have time for that anymore.
Right. That's it.
That's good.
I guess that's all I think we need to learn. What did we learn tonight?
Well, we finished Conventions of Written English.
That's successful.
And we read about a little bit about fine art and why they chose to include certain fine artists in here.
Oh.
Not necessarily because they're great, but because people might refer to this certain art and
yeah.
And they might like believe that you know information about it.
Well, you know, the popularity of the Mona Lisa, for instance, many people are saying that may be a self-portrait of Leonardo da Vinci in drag.
Yeah, I have heard that too.
Yeah.
Just like Emma, aka Blink 1488, is probably a troll who identifies as a female.
Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa.
What?
Trannies have named you.
Oh goodness! Please, I don't want to see a picture of barf.
When you
or
hear that
anything
Caitlyn Jenner will
is
be
like-
doing a dude. Oh yeah, yeah. Jim Carrey barfing, it doesn't do it for her.
Nope.
Thanks, Sarah, for being so wonderful and
I
helpful.
don't like that.
And Sarah in no way endorses my behavior here. So I'll let you know. Thank you. We are all both individuals, and we both have our views, and I love the fact that we can just. Mike is out again. Hang on. Hey, are we up? We should be clean now. Yeah. Yeah, I had to blast my eardrums out. It was more important. I don't know, it's something about static electricity it collects in these analog decks. I think that's what's going on. Thanks, but I don't duel no. Thank you anyway. Hey Dave, did you see the new Call of Foodie trailer? I haven't heard of Call of Fruity be Well, you got me again. I'm working on my faces, so it helps it gets your facial muscles going when you are encountering danger on the internet. I know. Okay, well that's good. Did that screw up the speakers at all? Because it seemed to spike the speakers over here. I know. I am turning down a duel with a stand-up citizen, yes. I don't really care. Welcome to my world, where I don't give a crap. Thank you. At least we have something to talk about tonight. Not caring. I think one thing we do need to fix is the possible sound of this track. So I'm going to run an audio